Hi, I'm Hans Brouwer, the founder of HP Design. Marble Edge is our first completed building in India, and we took this as an opportunity to explore the reinvention of the modern office building. The project is located in Pune, a Tier 2 city approximately 120 kilometers east of Mumbai. The site occupies an entire city block in length and has a height restriction of 40 meters, so we knew we were going to be creating a groundscraper typology. The other interesting aspect was that this large building was to be divided into very small allotments, tenancies down to as small as 250 square meters each. Our first move was to explore different ways of applying the brief to the site, testing various design typologies and forms. At some point, we tried something very simple. We traced the outline of the site with a curved line, something that would give us the longest perimeter, maximizing our interface to the outside world in terms of form, light, and views. This simple gesture was then explored in plan, computer imagery, and physical modeling. The design was then tested, challenged, and successively improved. The original 3 galleries that cut through the building were reduced to 2. The curvature of the envelope rationalized, and the core and servicing elements developed. Unlike a museum, where the architect can be less pragmatic about the relationship of geometry and practicality, in an office, this is critical. We wanted to introduce as much greenery as possible into the design. Existing trees along the road and to the rear of the site were retained and designated as part of a park setting. The park at the rear of the site was to not only serve the office users, but to be accessible to all. To achieve this, we introduced what we called the Hyde Park lines, a series of direct pathways that penetrate the building, connecting the city with the courtyard and beyond to the park landscape. Beyond the ground plane, we also created sky terraces, large voids penetrating the building, providing naturally ventilated, heavily landscaped breakout spaces. This vertical greening culminates at the top of the building, where we pulled back the envelope to half of the floor plate depth, creating a continuous strip of landscape terrace. The client brief to house lots of different small-scale tenants in a very large office complex challenged us to rethink the way this kind of office could work. In this next sequence, we show how, behind the simple external appearance, lies a highly complex array of functions. The organic form is first hollowed out to create a courtyard. 2 galleries cut through the building, giving rise to decentralized cores. And finally, large multi-story voids are embedded into the form. Beyond the offices, there would be sky gardens, rentable meeting pods, retail, F&B outlets, a boutique hotel, a gym, a spa, and a roof terrace bar and restaurant. All of these facilities form the basis of what we call the condominiumization of the office, an environment where access to a plethora of common facilities is offered to all tenants. Studies were undertaken to explore how to achieve the most efficient building envelope, resulting in an interesting, multi-layered facade, starting with a double-glazed, high-performance curtain wall. Beyond this is a series of terraces that allow most of the tenancies to have an outdoor space directly accessible from the office. Finally, we wrap the building in a veil of perforated metal, a screen that cuts out 40% of direct solar gain, reduces glare, and still allows for a direct visual relationship to the outside. I'll be the first to admit that we had a lot of fun designing this building, exploring in 3D, thinking through the different building systems, and working with models to better understand space, light, and composition. This also meant communicating our ideas to the client and his team during many visits and working sessions. As the design came together, we did this short animation that captures the spirit of the design. In a city of straight lines and boxes, Marble Edge cuts a very different profile. It stands out in form, function, and materiality. This video shows very clearly that this is not just about a sexy shape. It's about providing a better working environment, exciting facilities, spaces, and experiences. As I always tell our clients, we're not in the business of selling drawings. We're in the business of making buildings, taking that journey and translating our vision into reality. This involves countless visits to the site, working with the client, consultants, specialists, and coaxing the design through the challenges that conspire to dilute architectural ideas. It's exciting to see the form taking shape and rising out of the ground. This time-lapse video compresses almost 3 years of construction into about 15 seconds, which makes light of all the time, effort, and struggle that goes into creating a building like this. Now in 2014, 6 years after my first meeting with the client, the first phase is completed and tenants have started moving in. Marble Edge is our first completed building in India, with many more to come. It has been a great journey, and the most satisfying part is finally seeing what has gone through our extensive gestation period and design process finally coming to fruition.